Living alone can be peaceful, quiet, private, until that quiet turns into something you can't explain. These are 3 true horror stories from people who lived alone and never looked at solitude the same way again. Viewer discretion is advised. Story 1. The Scratching in Apartment 4B. It happened to a 26-year-old woman named Rachel, who had just moved into her first apartment in Chicago. She loved the independence, tiny kitchen, second-hand furniture, a view of the street below. It wasn't much, but it was hers. The building was old, with thin walls and radiator pipes that hissed like snakes at night. Still, she felt safe, until one evening in early February. Around 2 a.m., Rachel was half asleep when she heard it. Scratch, scratch, scratch. It sounded like it was coming from inside her bedroom wall. At first, she brushed it off. Maybe mice. She'd seen a few traps in the hallway before. But the scratching came again, louder, more desperate. Scratch, pause, scratch, scratch, scratch. She turned on her lamp and pressed her ear to the wall. It stopped immediately. Silence. The next morning, she mentioned it to her landlord. He laughed. "These old pipes make weird sounds. You'll get used to it." But over the next few nights, the noise changed. The scratching became tapping, then knocking. 3 sharp knocks, always at 2:17 a.m., always from the same spot, right behind her bed. One night, she decided to record it. She left her phone on her nightstand, camera facing the wall, and went to sleep with the lamp on. The next morning, she checked the video. At 2:17 a.m., the knocking started again, 3 times. But then, the camera caught something else. After the last knock, a faint whisper. "Move the bed." Rachel froze, watching it. She moved the bed that afternoon, shaking. Behind it, she noticed a small patch in the drywall, slightly discolored. She pressed it. The drywall caved in, revealing a hole. Inside was a small compartment, and in it, an old, folded photograph. A woman, smiling, standing in the same room. Behind her, written in pencil on the back, "She wouldn't stop knocking." Rachel moved out that week. The landlord never asked why. But the new tenant, according to a recent review, complained about scratching in the walls. Story 2. The Delivery Driver Who Never Left. The second story happened in Portland, Oregon, to a man named Evan, who worked from home as a software developer. He'd been living alone for about a year after his breakup. Quiet neighborhood, small modern house at the edge of town. One Friday night, he ordered takeout from a local sushi place. It was raining hard when the delivery driver showed up. A man in his 30s, drenched, holding the paper bag under his jacket. "Sorry about the weather," the man said with a smile. "Stay dry." Evan thanked him, paid in cash, and closed the door. But as he turned to walk away, he realized the driver had handed him the wrong order. It wasn't sushi. It was a small cardboard box, taped shut, no receipt. Thinking it was some mix-up, Evan opened the door to call the guy back. He was gone. The street was empty, rain hammering on the pavement. He set the box on the counter. Curiosity won. Inside was a small black device, about the size of a smartphone, with a blinking red light. "Greater than what the hell," he muttered. He unplugged it and tossed it into a drawer. The next day, while working at his desk, he heard movement in the kitchen. A soft click. The drawer. He walked over slowly. The drawer was open, and the device was gone. Evan searched the entire kitchen. Nothing. He checked the windows, still locked. The front door, deadbolt secured. That night, he couldn't sleep. Around 3 a.m., he heard footsteps in the hallway, bare feet on hardwood. He grabbed a flashlight and walked out. The hallway was empty. On the wall, in shaky handwriting, was something new. A message, scrawled in black marker. "Thank you for accepting the delivery." He called the police. They searched the home, but found no forced entry. They told him it might be a prank. The next morning, Evan packed his essentials and left for his brother's house. When police returned days later for a follow-up, they discovered a hidden crawl space under the kitchen floor, greater than inside, an old sleeping bag, and a plastic ID badge. The name, Tyler H. Occupation, delivery services. Greater than status. Missing since 2019. Story 3. The voice on the baby monitor. The final story comes from Tia Amanda, a single mother in upstate New York who lived alone with her 3-year-old daughter, Lily. Her house was small, quiet, and surrounded by forest. Amanda used a baby monitor camera to keep an eye on Lily at night. It had a motion sensor that sent alerts to her phone whenever there was movement or sound. One evening, Amanda was watching TV when she got an alert. Motion detected. Nursery. She opened the app, expecting to see Lily tossing in her bed, but the screen showed something else. A tall, shadowy figure standing over the crib. The shape was faint, like static, but tall enough to reach the ceiling. It didn't move, didn't breathe. It just stood there, watching. Amanda ran to the nursery, heart pounding. When she burst through the door, the room was empty. Lily was asleep, undisturbed. She unplugged the camera, terrified. But the next night, it happened again, this time with audio. A faint, distorted voice came through. "Don't wake her. She's safe." Amanda screamed, yanked the plug, and called the police. They found nothing. No forced entry, no footprints, no sign of anyone nearby. She replaced the monitor the next day with a new one. Different brand, encrypted connection. A week later, she got another notification at 2:44 a.m. Motion detected. Living room. She checked the camera feed. The same figure stood by the doorway, holding the old baby monitor she'd thrown away. The voice whispered again, closer this time. "You shouldn't have unplugged me." Amanda sold the house 2 months later. It's still listed online. Cheap, but nobody stays long. Every review says the same thing. There's someone on the cameras when no one should be there. Living alone gives you freedom, but it also means no one's there when something isn't right. The walls remember. The cameras watch. And sometimes, the quietest homes have the loudest secrets. Good night, and lock your doors.